Boom, we're back.
Yes.
Man, this guy, you're annoying, I swear down. I mean, guys, let me tell you, I reported him already. He's been out of town for the past 2 months. So, what?
It is not 2 months.
What?
I was out of town for 2 weeks initially.
Oh,
I came back and I went for another 2 weeks.
So 2 plus 2?
About a month.
Even 4 months. Even 4 months.
About a month.
So that's why we're not able to record anything. We're not able to, you know.
I apologize profusely.
I just felt like
that,
coming alone to come and be talking to you about the James and Oris show was just somehow.
It wasn't, yes.
Not going to work.
This is my official apology, both to James and to our viewers or subscribers, both present and future. But yes, when a man needs to go and find money outside of the country, he has to go and find money outside of the country.
And this guy came back, did not give me anything, not buy anything.
Anyway, I came back and James and I usually meet every Thursday at Smooth FM, and I made sure that I brought a bit of biscuit and I brought some specific Tic Tacs for our host. James is unhappy because I gave the host something that I didn't give him. But why would I do that? She's a female. This guy is a guy, a married man. There's absolutely no reason why I'm going to do that for him. He should have shared the biscuit. He didn't have the biscuit, so it's not like it's my fault. Anyway, we're moving on. Thank you. I'm moving on from all of this.
Anyway, I have beef. But real quick, let's talk about beef. Wizkid was, when
talking about your popsy.
Have you seen that video where a monkey was pulling a dog's tail?
No, okay, no. I haven't.
Oh, there's one of those videos where a monkey was pulling a dog's tail, just teasing the dog and stuff. So Wizkid was pretty much teasing Nigerian rappers, to be specific, and saying that hip hop is dead and rap is dead, and more like telling them that they were not doing enough or not trying at all. And I felt like, what's going on? So let me tell you what I thought.
Right.
One of the things I put out there, I was like, Wizkid was probably chilling with his friends, and he just said, let me use people to catch trips, and then he tweeted, and then people now took it personal, and everywhere people were.
Why shouldn't they take it personal? You think about it. I feel like anyway, but the thing is, I think actually started from an interview that he gave, and apparently when I think it was a UK interview.
Was it a recent interview?
No, recent that time at the time. Weeks ago when it happened. But I think there was an interview he gave, and he was talking specifically about, I think it was British rappers actually, or maybe American rappers, Western rappers anyway. But you know how these things work now. When he just came here, it felt like he was talking to every rapper. And so guys here took it personally. Instead of him now to now show up and say, you know what, I was speaking about these people. He now said that the rappers who were responding to him were even feeling like he would have their time to talk about Nigerian rappers. According to him, there's only, I think, 3 rappers in Africa.
Yes.
Black Sherif, Nasty C. I don't remember who the third person is. He's not going to talk about you, bro.
Black Sherif. Sarkodie and
no, I don't think it was Sarkodie. I think there was only one Ghanaian. It was Black Sherif. He wasn't Sak.
I think he called Sarkodie.
The third person. Anyway, let's assume is right. I don't think it's right. Okay. But anyway, let's assume James is right. So those are people we're talking about. You said everybody else to him are broke niggas, and he doesn't understand why he should be talking about people who are broke. But then they should keep sending him the videos of them rapping that maybe he can help their life, which is incredibly
rude, man.
So you're right. So I think that when the blowback came and that thing happened, I think your parents was probably with his guys when they say, you know what, these people won't think I'm talking about them. Talking about you guys. You are not rich. So according to him, no African rapper except those 3 people are worthy of him discussing
about them.
So I understand why the rappers were unhappy. If you remember, rappers generally, I think, especially Nigerian rappers, because to be honest, they are kind of like an oppressed majority, an oppressed
minority.
Well, exactly. Majority or minority? Yeah, minority. Yeah, I feel like yes, because they're an oppressed minority, they react very harshly to things that are like affecting them. Because if you remember years ago when MI, one of them even, who might even put out something to him talking about how rap is still whatever, when MI had that rappers fix up your life, remember that? Yeah, remember there was this big outcry that what is happening, that why are they fixing up their life, that why is MI speaking about rappers in that way. So rappers are very touchy people right now because
they're quite emotional people.
Yes, they are not on top of the food chain. So it feels like we are down. Why are you now still coming to like punch us again, Just leave us.
So I think sometimes apart from the fans instigating, the rappers themselves or these rap artists also sort of incite the feud as well.
How do they incite?
Okay, let me tell you. Do you remember? No, I'm not talking about this. Is not in this what's called in the context of Wizkid. I just remember when Olamide, Fino, and Reminisce
Local rappers.
did local rappers. It wasn't them that I mean, yes, it was a great song. They did that song to address a particular issue of not just the fans saying that people have sold out, but it was when it comes with that statement selling out. It's usually the rappers, a hip hop community, that label themselves or the other party
It's
sellout. Yes.
Yeah. Of course, for them, because of the idea of realness, of being authentic, is really something that is baked into the idea of rap music. It feels like if you are deviating from what people know you are, then you are a sellout. You are the problem you get. So, yeah, you are right. There's a big thing there. But that local rappers thing, I think the thing was, for a long time, the people who were dominating the rap scene in quote were because of MI, mostly because of MI.
Mode 9.
Yes, those English rappers, you know.
Rugged Man.
So suddenly the local rappers started to make money. They started to get more airplay on radio, started to become popular online.
Yes.
And they're like, you know what? We need to do a track that solidifies our
this
position.
movement.
Yes. Now that we are on top of the food chain, let us rub it into the face of other people.
Nah, it was dope. I mean,
it was a great song.
Some of the lines were really. I mean, I
remember the chorus. That punch out with
Oh yeah. I mean, I remember one of the things that this guy said. Remember said, he said, like he walked into the place with the shinana of like the babe of one of the fresh rappers. You know, like it was one. So, but that's what I'm saying. That sometimes it's within the camp that these beef or whatever comes from. And then let's also forget that Wizkid, back to Wizkid, that Wizkid started out as a rapper.
But doesn't everybody? Rap is such a popular.
It is.
That people when you're young, you want.
And I feel like, and I always say anyway that you cannot be dumb and want to be a rapper. Rappers are supposed to be smart people, guys, intellectual people. I mean, look at Vector, look at Jesse Jack, look at MI, Mode 9, Reminisce, Olamide. They are smart people. So because you need to have sense.
But we are not in a country that rewards smartness per se. So.
Oh no. But I mean, it helps at the end of the day because if you are smart, you are able to write good music, rap music, where people can enjoy.
You care about
apart from that one, imagine if you're as smart as you are as a rapper.
My baby.
As smart as you are as a rapper, if you bring in that smartness into writing and singing, I think it will make a great deal of difference.
I mean, all of them kind of sing these days anyway, so you're right.
Right. So, but moving on, first of all, can we just say, rest in peace, Steve, DJ,
Steve Twitch, boss.
Yes, boss.
Rest in peace. Very terrible news. Like I said it's hospital familiar. I just don't know. I just feel like there's something about the news, about the announcement, about the way it went that I personally, I don't know. I feel like this is not closure. I need more information as to what had happened. But then it's not my right to get that because I'm not part of his family and anything. So it's a really terrible thing. How are you dead at 40? And for somebody who, at least online, had this incredible
following,
aura,
love, people,
you're famous, you have money, you have a decent family, at least to us from the outside. What else? So
would have gone wrong, right?
Yeah, it just feels like if it's actually suicide, because honestly, I have my doubts. It just shows you that, I don't know, there's a disconnect between having what we as human beings think we need and what we probably actually need. You feel like if you are young, or if you're in Nigeria or whatever, you feel like what you need to do is get that money, let people know you, get some kind of authority in the field that you belong in. Twitch had all of these things, and yet you're still in that. You still can't get into that dark place where it feels to you like you can't get out of it, and the way to go out of it is to like commit suicide.
Take your own life.
And you live. And like I said, the reason why I feel like this is such a tricky thing to like say it's suicide, at least for me, is it's a few weeks to Christmas, to a big holiday period. You have 3 young kids. One of the kids is 3 years old. To leave that kid without a father. Man, I don't know.
Somehow it raises a lot of questions. Now let's take it back to, or let's bring to the front again, depression. From the things I've read about depression, like, as a Nigerian, I feel we are all depressed as Nigerians. That's
we
how
never admit it though, but
we never admit it, but I always say that, look, there are days where I'm really, really in the dark place, where I'm very sad about the things going on around me, to me, the country, And I feel like this has to be depression. Sometimes it lingers for some time, and I'm sad, I'm not happy and stuff.
James, can I ask this?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but I feel like I've seen this. Somebody tweeted this a while ago, and I wonder if it's true. Now, it looks like to the Nigerian, if the average Nigerian at least, if you give that Nigerian a decent chunk of money, whatever is the person name would go. What do you think about that?
Well,
no, let's talk about it. I feel like it's a.
But see, if we take it, maybe in Nigeria, yes, it might work. Sometimes I feel like if I'm sad and somebody just says, you know what, just send me your account, I'll just, whatever you're going through, let me look at just send something.
I feel like
without changing anything, say, yes, I'll wipe my tears, So I feel so, yes, that can happen, that can be a fact. But I also seen that some people that die don't even die because of, say, they are broke or because of financial.
Like you mean die like suicide, or what do you mean?
Suicide, yeah, no, not just die, suicide, and because that's usually, it seems like the end or the likely thing that will happen when people are depressed. Likely, I'm saying, if they don't get the right help and stuff. I mean, some are in maybe failed relationships and stuff, but
it can be depressing too, bro. So
yes, I heard so.
No doubt of heartbreak.
I heard so.
You are married, so see, this man doesn't understand. But those of us who are single,
no,
we understand.
That's what I'm saying. You see, let me tell you, when you come to marriage, you also understand that
stuff like.
Well, let me tell you, Oris, when you get married,
when a woman leaves you,
when you get married,
yes,
you come into but see, when you're not married, and the woman leaves you.
It's not true though. It's not true.
No, I'm not saying that it's not valid.
Okay.
Yeah, heartbreak is heartbreak, I guess. But there's a different level of problems that follows or comes with marriage. By the time you start thinking about the even providing the basics for the family, and you're not able to provide that.
That's actually what I was saying. That's what I was saying, that it looks to me like when we speak about stuff as Nigerians, it looks to me like a lot of it might be, maybe I'm wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, that it feels like money can solve a chunk of our issues as average Nigerians. I'm sure that if you are a big boy now, I'm sure that money is not your problem. But I feel like as Nigerians, if you see somebody who is sad walking on the road and you say, you know what if I gave you, and I wonder too, if I say, let me give you 300k as you're walking on the road now, you get, would that make the person feel better? But for me, the question now is this feeling better? Is it a result of the fact that you now have this cash in your hands? Or is it a result of the fact that you feel, there's somebody who is thinking about my welfare? I feel like we are looking at it as a monetary thing, but maybe it could also be a care thing. Just knowing that, here is somebody who actually feels this way about me, to want to do something nice for me. And maybe that is actually what gets people over the bend sometimes on occasion. So I feel like there
are different facets to it. So I just feel like personally, as a rule for myself, suicide is never an option for me as a person. I always say to people, so please try. Like, I don't think it's worth dying. So, and then it also comes from my own religious background.
Yes, okay.
I hear from the Bible or from people or my pastors that
if you kill yourself,
you are going straight to hellfire.
Yes,
so I cannot say I would take my chance living and say, okay, until I make it to heaven. Then this is me saying it spiritually. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get. But there's that's an interesting idea, because to be honest, I think all of us have actually heard that. But that's why I keep thinking about the idea of like when you think things are so bad that the only escape is just to like
die,
get out of it entirely, because it's just like, wow. Well, what's going to happen? Somebody told me, I mean, there was this, of course, I never think that suicide is a thing I could consider. But there was a time when, way back in my youth, I don't know, I was 20 something, a friend of mine, she's French, we were talking about something, I can't remember what the issue was. I mean, talking about just doing things like Nigerians and like French people, as is Europeans. And the way they kind of act when certain things go wrong. And I was like, man, I don't know how someone like me could ever just consider suicide. She now said that the only reason why someone like me will not consider is because I'm curious about what will happen to me in the future.
Okay.
And if I am not today, I would not know. So that's the reason why it feels like I will consider. This is a long time ago, but I remember that and I just laughed. Like, it was not a funny thing to say. Like, she just thinks that I'm too curious. I want to know what will happen to me in the future. So I just will not take the plot to end, because how would I now know what's going to happen to me? So there's a thing like that. But anyway, I think we move on. This is a rather sad, or even if you're laughing about it, even this is a rather sad topic. So I hope the date which rest in peace, and I hope his family can find they themselves, I'm sure they can find peace at some point.
I hope
this
so.
is like an incredible,
It is
terrible thing to happen to any family at 40, man. At 40.
He's young. I mean, at 40.
Man.
I mean, real quick, let's moving on. I mean, a judge dismissed Taylor Swift, Shake It Off copyright
Funny,
lawsuit.
I was thinking about this. I was thinking this is like old news, so I wouldn't like when we were talking about it on radio.
So now I think there are two things. So there are two things. I think the old news would have been that the what's it called songwriters Sean Hall and Nate Butler that he sued her. I'm thinking that was the first gist. That's what I was thinking. I'm not very sure.
Yeah,
I don't know how
I
recent
feel like
story is supposed to be.
like we have seen this thing before. But anyway, in any case, the issue is that
let's talk about generally.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, when it comes to music.
Taylor Swift. I don't know if you've heard, but Taylor Swift was sued because they were like two lines from "Shake It Off," her hit song from a while. Funny actually, I think that song actually has more than 1 billion views on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yeah. So anyway, two lines from it was taken from another song. That's what the people were suing her. They were claiming that it was a line from a 3LW song. If I'm sure.
Players gonna play. Haters gonna
yeah. Players gonna play. Haters gonna hate. I'm trying to remember but I can't sing, so let me just let it go. I'm not saying the 3LW
which one do you
song.
want to sing?
The 3LW song, the original one. I know the Taylor Swift one. Players gonna hate. Players gonna play. I just gonna shake.
Okay, so I'm going to sing it down, but this one now you need to block.
To block that one down, I mean.
So
Anyway, there's an older song by 3LW, the three black girls, I guess.
Gen Z might not know this one though.
Yeah, they might not know it. But you can go and find the 3LW.
It's on YouTube.
Yes, and it's right there. It was a popular song at the time.
Yeah.
So anyway, the guys who wrote that song are saying that, you know what, Taylor took the line from them. But now they have said, you know what, you guys take this your case out of our court because it's not reasonable. And according to them, the other songs have used it. I was arguing earlier that if there were songs that have used it between 3LW and Taylor, then it's just a case that Taylor is the one who's their own whatever was trying to catch. But it looks to me now that when our host Chopin read it out, there's actually a song by Fleetwood Mac, which I actually know, by the way, called Dreams, that actually uses the line. And that song is like, if I remember clearly, if that song was on the Rumors album, that is a song that is as old as 1977 or thereabouts, or maybe so if it is not on the album, maybe it's like in the 80s. Whatever the case, it's a much older song than 3LW song, which was like in the 2000s. So there's absolutely no way.
You know what I remember now? That I probably I didn't remember while we're on air, is the fact that what if that line had been registered by these writers? Registered, like they trademarked that particular line.
But they
what if they did?
It's not, I don't think that's
what if
possible.
they did?
I don't think that's possible. Can you trademark a line?
Yeah. You can trademark your name. You can
I know
trademark anything.
A name, yes, but a line from a song, because I know that when you remember when there was that thing about Things Fall Apart, that they said Finch wanted to use the title as the title of his film. That he went to ask Achebe for that. They didn't let Achebe out. They didn't let him. But I was like, I don't even know that story is true, because actually the line Things Fall Apart is the title of Achebe's novel, as everybody knows, from 1958. But the line is gotten from an Irish, I think is either Yeats or Keats.
Yes, that's
from a poet, from a poem actually, that actually has that line.
I think we had that conversation one of my social one of my my sociology classes.
Yeah, so my point anyway was that I don't know that what's his name, Achebe could claim ownership of the line. It's from a very popular poem, so I don't know.
But a lot of these things happen. I mean, when it happens or when it comes up, it's about how much information you have.
Yeah, I mean, no, for us, but but of course, if this thing ever is a thing that goes into the courts, these guys have lawyers.
Yes.
There's certainly people who are going to look through and say, okay, was this thing trademarks? I don't think that was the case in this, because if it was, I think they would have probably given. They wouldn't have dismissed the case
like that,
because it will look like you actually have ownership of these lines. But even still, I feel like at this stage, when the song came out, that line was already me and you, all of us. Now we get that line.
Yeah, like
we all own it, so I don't know that anybody could have claimed it.
What's it called? I think Chopin was saying that, or mentioned that the song had been used, or that same line had been used like maybe 12 to.
That's what I was saying now.
Maybe Biggie, the Notorious B.I.G., one of his raps, I think. He probably had one of those lines of one of those people, So I agree that that's like a local or like a street, something like everybody's saying. Like, you know, there's some words, even Trabaye back here, people use that word Trabaye. Trabaye would have been used by one of those local rapper musicians back in the day. Not maybe back in the day, maybe wherever, whenever. No, back in the day. Look, I listened to one of this guy's songs, MI's rap songs. Oh, MI. Back in the day, oh, like old song that I don't know if it was him that said it or one of the people that he featured that said Trabaye. It was MI, Trabaye, in the record, in the song. Old song, old rap song. Not like, I'm not gonna say older, not like old. I'm saying that.
I get
not
because we know when MI showed up now.
Yeah, do you understand? Like one of the songs from the mixtape or one of the songs from the last albums, and he said Trabaye, like maybe you don't Trabaye or something. Bro, I was surprised. Like, I was wait, MI don't say Trabaye, and then when was this Daminism? No, Damini.
What's that mean?
Burna Boy, Baby Trabaye.
Oh no! But before that time, there's an Ashake song.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, that one too. So that word Trabaye is like a street slang. That's like everybody says. And then the artist now uses it in his music, and then some people will now go and trademark and say, "I'm the first person that uses my music, and I don't want somebody else to use it." Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying that's how they come up with time.
Again, in this Nigeria, everybody just steals everybody's lines.
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody claims anything.
Everybody. There's a word there, Masakwansa. Back in the day, I swear down, as a teenager, there's one guy that lived in my hood. He had muscles, and they used to call him Masakwansa. That's what we used to call the guy. Only for me to come out later, and there's this rap song. I don't know if it was if it's what's his name, Stormzy or one of those rappers. See, no, even one of the guys that Burna Boy featured on, is it Cloaks and Dagger? No, I don't know if it's one of the songs that Burna Boy did. And then the guy said, "Some people want a Masakwansa." I was like, wait, that line all the way from the UK. Do you understand? So a lot of street slang that people use, and if you use it on record, I don't think it should be a problem for other people to use
like
it
I
as
said,
well.
Nigeria, we all know that our laws for copyright and whatever
Not
is very
stiff
whatever.
at
So
all,
anybody
very
can steal anybody's.
porous.
In fact, me say I don't go record song, use everybody line. Nothing's gonna happen to me, man. I'll be fine.
One time, Asha was trying to sue. She called out Joe Boy.
Yeah, but that was a beat thing, wasn't it? Okay, actually, her vocals, the part of it where she was.
Yeah, vocal.
What is that vocals that did the beat?
Even this guy,
Was it temple thing?
Zinoliski, used "You Be My Man."
Yeah. But did she complain about that one?
No, I don't think.
I think he got
proper rights. Maybe he got the proper rights. Not just that one. Even this guy, Black Bones, used a line. That same, I think, from Be My Mind as well. Used something like that. They probably got clearance for it. And also, Black Bones used not just a line, but even rhythm from Paul Play's Forever. Thank you. He did in one of his recent and this. Yeah, so I'm sure they would have gotten clearance from all of these things.
Yeah, nowadays, of course, it's a lot better. People are more.
They're more aware, especially exposure and stuff.
Mostly because of the fact of the American influence in our music now. Like, you have a deal with Sony Music. They don't want your wall, so they will try and clear everything.
Okay, 2 more stories to go, Oris. We're already running out of time, but we won't have to breeze through this quickly. Funke Akindele is saying that she has left Nollywood fully.
Madam.
Fully. So is it possible that Funke Akindele can leave?
Nollywood honestly, fully? I do not believe
maybe it. As an actor. Yes. She has stopped acting.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe she's trying to tell us, okay, I will no longer, because like I said earlier, I do not know that it's possible because one, she has a production company.
Yes.
Is she going to close down production company? That's how many people are going to lose their jobs. I doubt it. And that is bringing out money. I know that her YouTube channel, I think Base One Wanting Production or something on YouTube is very popular. So I don't think she's going to say I'm no longer making money from that. So that's still going to be a thing. Then again, like I also said on air, there is a huge Funke commands a lot of money these days. It's kind of like Wizkid or Burna Boy. You know, there was a time when the show promoter, Paul Okoye, was saying something about Burna Boy, Wizkid and Davido, that they had priced themselves out of the Nigerian market.
Yes.
So if you see Wizkid or whatever doing a show, it has to be their own show. You get? Because it's almost impossible for any Nigerian to now
come and pay the dollars.
Come and pay them for your show that you're doing, where you're charging people 5k, 10k, 20k, 100k. You can't, you know. So exactly. So maybe they're doing their own shows, because I mean, even this year you can see Wizkid is doing like beach whiz or whatever it is calling it, you know, on like a beach or something. So it has to be their own shows. That's what something he said. So I think that Funke too. The only few people have gotten to that level.
They have gotten that level, right?
Nollywood, yes, where they are so expensive that only very top producers or very
can
top,
engage them.
even foreign like maybe Netflix or the rest of them, you get, can engage them and can pay their fees. You get. So in a certain sense, Funke choosing to do this now, it doesn't say much about her new ambition. It says much about her about the industry's capacity to actually pay Funke. If this was 5 years or 6 years ago, when you are going, and she was going to contest at the time, and she hadn't got it to this level where she had made a film like I'm gonna get to that means a lot of money, for instance. Will Funke be comfortable saying she wants to leave what has given her fame, what has given her money over the years, for something like politics where it is not really sure because we don't know if she's going to win or not? I do not know that would have been the case, but I think what's just happening now is that this is the natural evolution of Funke's career. Because exactly now she's too expensive. I don't know how you want to pay Funke, frankly. I really don't know how you want to do it. So I don't think she might not appear a lot in front of the camera, just like
as an actor.
Genevieve, exactly, as an actor, exactly. But I think she'll probably still be behind the scene.
Yeah, because she owns the company. Anyway, so,
like I said, she has the production house. She and that's another angle.
Oh.
Is she also doing this because she has to settle something legally with the former husband?
Ex-husband.
Because actually, both of them own
that company, same one production.
Yes, I think so. Yes, I feel like both of them own the production company that she has. So, what exactly is there something there as well?
You know, another thing is that I was looking at the story. Sometimes, a lot of times, even when she had said, maybe she announced it herself, or maybe through her publicist or whatever. A lot of times when some reports that are that we see online every time are not detailed. They're not.
Of course,
they don't give us
nowadays it's our blogification of the world.
You people just sort of feed on the headline and not get context from it. Everybody, the media, the people, all of them included. So, but maybe with time we'll understand exactly what it is. Exactly, So the last story on this thing is R. Kelly. What's it called? R. Kelly's master recordings allegedly stolen. This is coming just a few days
after they said he had
album was released
under his name.
But I admit it. Title I admit it. Guess what? So before, I thought I was going to get on it later. I just said, oh, okay, I'll check it out later. But bro, before I came back, like immediately as I seen reports about them taking down stuff, I couldn't get any link to it. I'd searched everywhere. I thought somebody would have even just saved up somewhere so that we can have access to it later, but I couldn't find it. I wanted to hear, well, I think some people had heard some songs or maybe old songs from it and stuff before it was taken down. Know. But I mean, how did R. Kelly release an album while in jail? Not like it's not not possible. It happens a lot.
But this was not the
case. Yes. This one was. Eventually heard that it was leaked, and
it was
stolen. Now, how does anybody steal your? Is it possible to actually steal? Like for someone like R. Kelly, who's not an independent artist?
They're saying that. Yeah, they're saying that the thing is that people who are associated with his touring or whatever it is, and people who took, I think they say he threw this or something. That's what we don't know yet.
We don't know yet. There are no facts.
But it feels like what they stored the original the master somewhere. People broke in there or whatever, went in there and took out some of it. So they assume that yes, that is kind of where some of the songs that were on the alleged album came from. Because I think even the admitted song actually is like a 4-year-old song. Some people actually heard that song before.
Yes.
And now it was now like the lead single in quote from this fake album that was released. So yeah, it's but I guess when you are in prison, all kind of things can happen to you.
Okay guys, Oris, I think we should call it a wrap already. At least this is not so shabby for a comeback.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
Yes. I have come back.
But real quick, what would you say is the biggest song of 2022?
Jesus, that's such a hard question to answer. It has to be a Shake song. But I think it's Buga.
Okay, so we'll leave it to you guys to tell us in the comment section. Meanwhile, I would like for you to subscribe. We said this a million times that this show is something like a spin-off from our usual Thursday edition of The Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. Yep. This is the James and Oris show. We appreciate if you subscribe, share, comment, yes, and just tell us what you think about the show. As time goes on, we'll improve on the theatrics of the show. Yeah. of everything on the show. But yes, and I mean with time we also transcend to transit to the podcast as well. So, but shout out to everybody that's been supporting us. We see some of the subscribers we have, not a lot, but still encouraging. It means that somebody is watching, somebody is listening. So thank you guys for watching. I'm James Silas,
and I'm Oris. Peace.
And we're out.